So we are just going to go through and answer some of the comments that we get on YouTube while we are driving, as we've got a child-free car journey. So we thought we'd put this out there for you guys and see if we can answer some questions while we're not doing a lot else, are we?
Nope. The first one is from somebody called @DO3C963. It said, "Hope you had a lovely birthday." And thank you, it was absolutely fantastic. Ate lots of food, did lots of chilling and a little bit of shopping.
A little bit of shopping. So we're out shopping loads.
I mean, personally though, I didn't get a lot. You did.
I got 13 free donuts and a coffee. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good birthday though.
I have a question. This is from @DirectTahija, I think. I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. Is the so-called teacher shortage in science and maths teachers in the UK a real thing? Can you please do a video on that?
Ooh. Well, I have done a video on teacher shortage, but it was a while ago. We could definitely do another one. But I mean, right now, what do you think?
Yeah, but teacher shortages are everywhere, aren't they? I mean, we both work in a primary school, so we don't see the effects of a secondary. However, from speaking to other members of staff that do work in secondary, the norm at the moment is for some children to be taught on a Zoom lesson, particularly in science, what I've been hearing.
I've seen that on, I should say Twitter now, X now. All sorts of teachers I follow on there, they are always talking about either like when head teachers put job adverts out and they don't get applicants, or they get people applying that just aren't what they're looking for, and they end up applying non-specialists. Because I know when I was at secondary, every teacher I had was a qualified, had a a university degree in that subject. So like my geography teachers had done geography at uni.
Yeah,
my maths teachers
then you have to do a QTS, qualified teacher status, to be able to teach.
Whereas now it seems to be that even at secondary, I know at primary we're kind of one size fits all, teach everything, but at secondary now it's going more that way too, where you just get random people, like a PE teacher teaching science.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say it's a real thing. I will try and do some more research at some point and do a proper video on it again.
I know, just looking around on job advertisements on council websites as well, compared to primary, I do think secondary outweighs the amount of jobs that are going.
Yeah.
Just from having a look, and it is primarily, when I've been looking at it, science.
If you want to do your own research, go and follow some teachers or head teachers, especially on Twitter, and just read their posts for a few days about what they're posting about, and you'll soon get an idea about what it's like, because it seems like it's really hard work at the minute.
Yeah.
Next.
Not a teaching one this time. This
one
is about our air fryer, and they said, "Have you ever tried to cook steak in the air fryer?"
We haven't. I realised I still need to change the title. Actually, I put a video out earlier when we did a steak, and I called it "Steak Cooked in the Air Fryer," and we didn't actually.
Video.
It is on the video. That'll be why then. Yeah, I realised after we didn't actually cook the steak in the air fryer. We did it in the frying pan. We don't have a lot of steak, do we?
No, not anymore.
Though I do have one in the fridge right now that we were going to chop up and do on the raclette, but we didn't chop it up.
We could.
So maybe I can
do a steak sandwich or something.
Yeah, we'll cook the steak in the air fryer and just do a steak sandwich and stick it on for. Who is it that's done that? Do we have a name we can pronounce?
Yeah, Teresa Graham.
Teresa Graham. There you go then, Teresa. I will have a go at doing steak in the air fryer either later today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Steak sandwich.
Before we go on to the next question, has anyone, wherever you guys are at the moment, is anyone experiencing the horrific weather and the horrific amount of temporary traffic lights that are absolutely everywhere? Hi, this is George Ford 7087. Hi, I'm an ECT starting in September. Any essentials you need to have for teaching than you need to buy?
I remember seeing this one. My issue with this question is I think it's a really good question, but it so depends on what school you go into. Because our two answers, I'm sure, would be very, very different for our schools about what we need.
Yeah.
Our two schools do things very differently.
Yeah.
So I think your first port of call, as much as we will try and answer this question in a sec,
you need to go into your school and see what kind of the plan is and what they have available.
And what they expect from you.
Yeah. And I will say as well, over time, I think at the start, I was buying absolutely loads for my classroom, cushions, pens, pencils, the lot. And now, whilst I still do buy some things, I do generally buy a lot less, just because I've got a child and I'd rather spend my money on my child, as controversial as that may sound in teaching.
I don't think that should be controversial though. I'm massively in favour of that. Like, I think the expectation that teachers spend their salary on their job, I'd find me another job where that's expected. Like, would you find a fireman having to buy his own fire equipment?
I do agree.
A policeman buying their own handcuffs? Like, it's just not. I don't understand why the expectation is there for teachers to have to do that.
Yeah, I will say, like, more recently I've bought like a staple gun, and it's more for, my school does have them, but I work in a school of 20 plus teachers, and it's just easier to have your own for the time when you need it, just to go and get it. And it's not something I'd expect my school to buy for me when it's something like extra I want, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I think if the school expects you to do something like put something up on the wall, then they should supply the stuff to do it with.
Yeah.
And like you say, if they have supplied one between two and you just want your own one, then fair enough, you can buy your own one. But if they haven't supplied any, then that's where I think there gets to be an issue. And obviously that's not your school, like it's not my school. But I know there are schools out there, like you keep saying about America, you watch all the teachers in America on TikTok. That's
insane. My TikTok's been full of that at the moment. At the Walton family, if you don't already follow us on TikTok. But American teachers say they must spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and it's even like the basics. I saw, I think, I can't remember her name, but she's a teacher in America, and she's got like an Amazon wish list, because she physically can't afford everything that she has to buy. And on this wish list was things like sharpened pencils and scissors and glue. And I mean, I know we complain in the UK about not having enough, but we don't have to buy it, and that's just ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. But then again, I do know that there is some schools in the UK where you're expected to buy those things as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it totally depends on what school you're in and where you're situated.
And I do think, like, if people want to contribute to teachers and contribute to classrooms, and like we've got that thing in our description down there, it's called like buy me a coffee or something, where like, look, if you want to contribute to us, we want that camera, we want the DJI Pocket thing. Like, we're saving up to buy that camera, and in 6 months or something, we probably will buy it. But if we want to contribute a bit of money towards it and help people out, then if you want to help someone out, sure. But I think there's a difference between helping someone out or being expected to use your own money. Like, it should be a choice.
Definitely.
So there you go. Teachers and money. Who'd have thought that would be controversial?
Somebody said that it was Vicky Fernley. She said she'd like to see our family planner in more details. Now, I looked at this one, and I think we've actually changed the planner we use, because...
Is that from where we did our own one?
I think it is, yeah. So when I was on mat leave, I went into organising mode, like, massively.
You did post-birth nesting?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't do a lot
of it. I did a bit of pre-birth.
You did a bit pre-birth, but post-birth you went full crazy, or not crazy, that's probably the wrong word.
That's rude.
Full, like, everything was perfect in its place, sorted out.
But yeah, so we went onto a website, we used Canva to create what we liked in a planner, and we used Pretty Perfect products. We had like a bunch of different planners from her, and we kind of like combined it into one of what we wanted at the time, and that worked brilliantly for a few months, isn't it? Yeah. And we still actually do use the recipe one that we've got.
Yeah.
But more recently, the Pretty Perfect product lady has just brought out an absolutely massive planner, and we just think that's brilliant, and we use that quite a lot.
We try and plan everything out in that, but I think we use that, and then also I think now that we're both, well, you're back at work and I'm at work, we do a lot more online stuff. So like we have an app called Cozy that is like it's like a calendar app, but it syncs across both our phones, and so like when something comes up, it just goes into the app, and then we can both see, you can notify each other you put something in it.
Yeah.
And
we also use an Excel sheet, which was that from
Money Saving Mummy on Instagram. Yeah. We use her budget spreadsheet,
which honestly, that's transformed how we budget, and just that really, really helps.
It's just 5 minutes every day, just writing down what you spent, and then you just keep a mental log of it, and you're thinking about it every day. And
I will say the biggest thing I think that's helped us in like planning organisation is we're quite open with our money, aren't we? And we have one bank account that we have together, but we've kind of, so I'm talking to my sister-in-law, broken it down and have the main one where all like our income comes into, but then we've got others like saving ones, and we don't use them as savers, we use them as like, right, this is our money for food shop this month, this is our money for petrol or shopping, and then it's a lot easier to keep track of rather than everything coming out of one place.
It has been really good, that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, we will go into more detail at some. We do need to do like a whole how we organise our life video, don't we?
Maybe we'll do that tomorrow.
Try and break everything down and do it all.
Yeah.
Bit of it. Yeah, that could be good.
Somebody said, I don't think this is a question, but this was the at DO3C963 again.
Yeah. Wait, so, can we just ask what is it?
DO3C963.
Like, if you don't want to put your name on YouTube, I completely understand. However, I'd love to know who you are, because you're absolutely a lovely person and you comment on our videos loads and we really love the support. But we don't have a name for you, so we'd love to know who you are. But thank you so much for all the support that you give us, because we really appreciate it.
And they say that I'm genuinely amazed by your immense progress in your video production, truly a testament to your dedication and hard work. I look forward to your videos every day. The quality of your content has skyrocketed and it just keeps getting better. In my opinion, the current viewership does not do you justice. You truly deserve a much larger audience. Keep up the outstanding work and I'm sure the results will come.
So that's really cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I think that's the thing in a way. Yeah, we do YouTube and we do TikTok and we do Instagram just to get a little bit of extra money in so we can do nice things. We know we're getting some nice things, but you love it, don't you?
See, I think I love making the videos. I love doing it, all the editing. I've loved doing that since I was about 16 years old. I think right now with these videos, as much as I love doing them for the editing side, I want to do it for the memories. Or like I want to look back in 10 years' time and think, oh my god, like weird jump, but the camera got full. But basically, we were getting on to the fact that it's the memories of I want to look back, because I mean my memory sucks, and I remember doing all this stuff. Well, I know. As a kid, like I know I went on some amazing holidays with my parents and we did some amazing things, and I know somewhere on their computer they've got all the pictures of what we did, but it's not something I can very easily access, not something I can very easily see, other than go into their house to their computer and have a look at the photos. And photos are great, but I think having the video and seeing what life was actually like every now and then there's one video my parents have got that someone just took in, I think it was my little brother was sat on the computer and he turned the webcam on, and where the computer was shining like into the kitchen, and there's me and I think two of my other sisters and my mum, and we're just there, and it's just life is just going on. And like that video is so precious to me because it's not like a staged photo, it's not a staged shot of something, it's just what life was like. And that's what sometimes I don't remember but I want to remember. I am holding on to the wheel, yeah. That's what I want to remember more than, the stage shot underneath the holiday banner where we went on holiday. And so that's why I try and make these, we do, there are times when Noah's having a tantrum and I don't turn the camera on, don't get me wrong. We don't show all the tears that happen.
We show
some of the tears because, tears do happen, it's normal life. And I just try and show what we do. We don't go out to try and go.
I think that what we're doing at the moment is we're just trying our best to show tips for other people that are in our position. And because a lot of people have particularly asked you on Facebook and things like, what are you doing as a teacher to earn a bit of extra money over summer?
Yeah.
And you're doing your best to show people that. And yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. I love it though, because on a night when Tom's doing a bit of editing or something, I'm often sat just chilling on my phone. But I love looking back at some of the videos. Like I am the one that will always sit back and watch them.
Yeah, because I make them and you sit back and watch them the next day, don't you?
Yeah. I just love to. Especially when I've not been feeling too well or I've been disengaged, I just love to sit and see what's been happening, really. Yeah.
Next.
Moribo12 says, I'm not sure I can trust anybody reviewing food-related product wearing a Huel t-shirt.
This is fair. I mean, Huel, if you're wearing a Huel top, the holiday is that you don't want to cook, isn't it? And
to be fair, I don't drink Huel, you do, but you do it as a mixture, don't you? You don't solely live on it.
No, I don't. I just have it for dinners. I mean, I've not been having it during the summer because we've been off and doing stuff and going out.
For us, it's a time-saving effort for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it saves me time during the week when I'm at work. And so I'm fairly sure I will do it again. And if you guys want to do it, I haven't got that much left. Yeah. There's about a week's worth max left.
Okay.
So I will be in, because a bunch of people have used it. In the description, there's a code that if you want to sign up to it, it gets £10 off. And obviously each time you sign up to it, I get a code as well. So thank you. I think I've already had 5 people have used the code. Now I wish I could use all the codes, but I can use them one at a time so I don't get any free stuff. But I'll be using one of those codes to get another £10 off when I get some next. And if you guys want to do it, like, don't get me wrong, they're like little bitty milkshakes. They are a bit bitty, but they taste decent and they do fill you up. And if you're not that bothered, like,
if you don't have like a gag reflex, you'll be fine.
yeah.
If you're not picky like me, you're fine.
When I'm at work, I'm not bothered about having a nice meal. I just want something that's quick, easy, and if I'm busy at dinner time, I can just down it and move on. And so it's brilliant. It just gets the job done, basically.
Somebody else says looking forward to our summer vlogs.
We are in the midst of them right now. Summer holiday vlogs coming very soon.
Somebody said this is LG original music. Where's the incentive to become a teacher when schools are allowed to use Hilters instead? Tighter budgets mean more Hilters. It means more Hilters is a more stable job than a teacher now.
Before we get into this, by Hilter, you mean a higher level teaching assistant, don't you?
Yeah.
Which basically is like a teaching assistant, but they're paid a little bit more than your average teaching assistant, and they're qualified to cover classes. And so if a teacher's off, they'll cover them and teach the lesson for the teacher, basically.
I think this is a very controversial question. And again, from what we said earlier, I think it totally depends what school you're in. Now, at my school, we don't have Hilters covering teachers for more than like half a day. If it's like they're out on a course or something. There again, though, I know that there's Hilters that have done like long-term cover at other schools.
Yeah.
But again, it's only a Hilter is only there as a cover purpose, not to replace the teacher.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they are qualified to do that.
See, this is what I did, because I remember this one. I replied to him with a little conversation, a couple of comments, and he basically said that the angle he was coming from was, I think it was his kid's school they've 2 or 3 teachers have left, and rather than employing qualified teachers, they've just employed HLTAs to basically teach the lessons, which I think the problem is some HLTAs are like, we've got 2 at my school, no, 3 HLTAs, or 3 people qualified who have been HLTAs at my school, and they are some of the best teachers I've ever worked with. Like, they could easily be teachers themselves, they've just chosen not to be because they like being an HLTA.
I will say as well, the HLTAs we've got at my school are all qualified teachers. Because at the time there wasn't jobs around, they've taken the Hilter status, so they've got a QTS, they've got a qualified teacher status, and they've got the same qualification as we do.
Yeah.
So it could be that basis.
But I can see from a parental point of view of it doesn't look great, and I think the quality assurance of being an HLTA compared to being a qualified teacher, like, you might get people who aren't as good or aren't as qualified to be a teacher that are an HLTA.
I think it's just what comes with the name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know personally I would feel exactly how this person's feeling if my child was being told, oh, you're getting this person this month, this person the next month. I would not be happy with that.
Yeah.
But I think going back to the first one, where's the incentive to become a teacher at the moment? I think that's a fantastic question.
There's not a lot of incentive.
I think if we were starting our jobs now, as opposed to 5 years ago, I think hand on heart, I don't think I'd be a teacher right now, because so much has changed in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's so hard. Like, you're expected, and this is nothing on our schools. You're expected by the government, by Ofsted, to do this, and this, and it's a lot of tick boxing, isn't it?
It can be. And I think it's a weird one, because I know, like, I went into teaching because it was the only thing I could think of that I wanted to do. Like, there wasn't...
I still stand by that today, though. I can't see anything else I'd want to do.
But this is what I mean, like, it wasn't the top of my list of my dream jobs, but it was the only one that I was like, actually, I can see myself doing that.
Yeah.
And, like, now, like, when I'm in the classroom teaching, I loved my job.
Yeah.
When I'm actually in there, like, between 9 and 3 o'clock, it's fantastic.
It's the bits after, isn't it?
After that aren't so great, and I do struggle with it at times.
But you know, when you sign up for the job, you know that's what you've got to do. There's a certain amount of hours a teacher has to do within a year, and it's directed time, and it's just what comes with the job.
But I think that's where, as teachers, there needs to be a change in attitude towards directed time and only being directed time. Like, you know, that's one of the reasons why my thing has changed from when I first started teaching. I was like, yeah, I want to be a head teacher. I want to move up the ranks, get to being head, do this, do that. Whereas the more time I spend with head teachers and talking about what they do, actually, my mindset now is completely like I want to become an experienced teacher, but I don't want to move out the classroom.
I think I'll also say as well is, as you get more experienced, what you can get done in a certain time period changes rapidly. Like when we first started, I think I was getting there 7 till 6 every day.
Yeah.
And it was only when I went off with Noah that when I came back, I was like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And I still do, and if not, I do more at the moment than what I used to do.
You definitely achieve more, like you're more efficient, you get more work done now than we used to.
Very rarely am I at school past 4:30, and previously, like my first, second year, I'd be taking books home, marking at home. I don't do that anymore. The only thing I probably will do, but this is as a year 6 teacher, is when needed, I'll bring some papers home to mark. But again, that's not been a lot this year.
I mean, it's happened about 5 times all year, hasn't it? It's barely anything.
And it's not the full pack of 30, it's just like 5 or so that I've not got done.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not as many incentives as I think there used to be. But also, don't listen to everything that's around, because at the moment for teaching it's extremely negative.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's just not the best, is it?
There is a ton of positives about being a teacher, and if you
have to find them.
You have to find the positives, and you have to find the right school, because not all schools do it in the right way, and sometimes there's things that schools put in place that make life hard for teachers. And my school is very, very good at avoiding things like that. Your school is decent at it.
Yeah, it's got a lot better.
It has got way better than what it used to be, and I think that realistically, if you find the right school, then like for me, I get to work at about 8 o'clock in the morning, just gone off, I drop Noah off, and I leave by 4 o'clock, and I get everything I need to do done.
Yeah.
And that's because my school's put measures in place that means that is all I need to do, and that's, that is all you need to do as a teacher if you can get it done.
Yeah. It is also preferential, isn't it? Because like at my school, I'm there for like 7:30, and I'll stay till about 4:30, but I know there's teachers at my school that get there at 8, just gone 8. I think it's what works best for you as a teacher as well. I know even if I had everything done, getting there at 8 o'clock would stress me out, because I like to have some time, especially because I work in a year group that there's 2 of us in. I like to have a conversation with my year group partner, see what we're doing today, and whereas you don't have that because you're a single entry. But yeah, it's very different.
It's a hard one to explain if you're not a teacher, because being a teacher is a job where every single teacher in every single school works very differently, and if you're given the freedom to do it your own way, then you can make a really good career out of it.
And you can make such a difference.
Massively so. But some schools don't give you that freedom to do it, and it's very, like, what's the word for micromanage? That's it.
Yeah.
Some schools can micromanage their staff, and that's where it leads to difficulties, because you should be given the freedom to work as long as you're getting the job done.
And where we say like some schools as well, we don't necessarily mean like that particular school. It could be the academy, the trust. Yeah. I'd definitely say before you even think about applying for a job, go and look around the school. Just if they're in an academy, look at the academy. Yeah, definitely.
And ask us questions, because this is the first kind of Q&A we've done together in ages, and I've really enjoyed doing it, and hopefully we've got some useful stuff out there. We have got to the shops now, so we're going to go and do some shopping. But stick some questions in the comments down below. They can be about teaching stuff. It can just be about life.
We both taught
parenting,
Key Stage 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like, training-wise. Qualified to Key Stage 2.
Qualified with mostly Key Stage 2, but we have done some Key Stage 1 stuff, or we can ask people that we know about Key Stage 1 stuff.
And I know a little bit on secondary, just from doing a bit of transition stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to ask us anything if you've got any questions.
Teaching, life,
organisation,
parenting, nursery, childcare, organisation, you can answer those ones. It's not my area of expertise.
No, it is not. But yeah, any questions, do pop them down.
It's been fun, and we will see you in the next Q&A.
Yeah.
See you later.